In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Vlookup function in Excel. Okay, so let's get started. What we're going to do here is show you an example, okay? Suppose that what we want to do is have this box right here be a drop-down menu where the user gets to select one of these people, Adam, Bill, Cindy, or David, and then we want Excel to automatically return their age and then maybe their favorite color or something like that. How would you accomplish such a thing? Well, first we need to create the drop-down, right? So we're going to go into Data, and then we're going to click over here under Data Tools. There's this little box right here that says Data Validation, right there. So click that, and then this little window will appear. We're going to select from the drop-down menu, List. That's going to create this drop-down for us. And then from the options here, we're going to select the range where the names appear, or the value that we're going to be putting into the drop-down. Okay, so you click Enter, click OK, and now a little drop-down handle will appear next to the person. Okay. As you can see, we can now select between Adam, Bill, Cindy, and David. So let's say I select Bill, and what I want Excel to do is to look up Bill's name in this table, and then spit back or return one of the corresponding values. Okay, so in this case, let's say age. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go equals Vlookup. And the first argument that you see here that is highlighted is the lookup value. Okay, the lookup value is always going to be the first column of your table. That's very important for you to understand. It's got to match the first column of your table. So I'm looking up this in this table, right? So the first thing we select is the lookup value. What are you looking for? I'm looking for this. I'm looking for the name Bill, comma. Where are you looking? That's the second part where it says table array. That just means where's your table? Where's your lookup table where you're going to look up Bill? And we're going to select starting with the first column. The first column has to match whatever you're looking up. That's very important for you to understand, okay? So in this case, Bill is in the first column. So I start selecting from that column. And the first column that you see here has to be the same as the value that you're looking up. So Bill appears in the first column, so therefore I start selecting the table with that column, okay? Then we're going to do another comma, and now we're going to do the column index number. The column index number is going to correspond with the value that we're trying to return. In this case, it's in column 1, 2, right? The person's age is in column 2. So I'm going to click 2. Comma, the last argument is going to be what kind of a lookup are you doing? Do you want Excel to guess what you want, or do you want an exact match? So do you want Excel to guess? No. I usually put false, but in some situations, looking up the closest answer and spitting back or returning a corresponding value makes sense, but not in this case. So I'll select false. Then I'll press Enter on my keyboard, and then it will say 25. So Bill, as you can see here, is 25 years old, and I was able to return this value. Now it's possible to have a table where we're going to return a value not from the second column, but maybe the third column, the fourth column. Your table could be as wide as you want, right? So let's do that over here by illustration for color. So we're going to go equals Vlookup again. The value that I'm looking up is the person's name. And because the person's name is in the first column of this table, I'm going to select, let me try that again. Equals Vlookup. I select the person's name, comma, then I select the table starting with the person's name. So the first column has to match whatever it is that you're looking up, okay? So then in that case, Bill. Note, this wouldn't work. If I selected this, if I selected my table like this, it's not going to work, right? Because it's not going to be able to find Bill inside of this red region that you see here. It's only going to find Bill if I have it like that. So the first column has to match the value that you're looking up. Okay, so then we're going to do comma, the column index number. The column index number, like I said, is going to be which column has the answer that we're trying to return. In this case, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to select 3. And then do you want approximate matches? We're going to say no or false. And this is going to now return Bill's favorite color, which is green. Okay, so there you go. By selecting one drop down over here, let's say we want to look up Cindy, it returns 37 and the color red. So you can do all sorts of creative things with the Vlookup function like this. But let's say we want to do this backwards. Let's say I want to have a drop down that says color, and I want to make that be an input for the user, and I want this to be data validated to the list of values. Okay, so let's say I want to select color here, and then what I want to do is I want to find the person that has that as their favorite color. So person with this color, or whatever, the person who likes that color the most. Okay, so in this case we're looking up the value red, and I want to return the person's name. Okay, so let's say here we'll do another one in yellow. I'll just highlight that in yellow. We want to return this. We want to return the person's name now. Person's name, right? That likes red. So we know the person that likes red is Cindy. How would you do this with a VLOOKUP? Can we go like this? Equals VLOOKUP. And then I'm going to select my table again. Table array, I'm looking up red, comma. What are you looking up is always the first thing. Then you select the table where you're looking, comma. And then where's the value with the answer? It's going to be in column 1, right? Do you want approximate matches? We say false. And is this going to work? Nope, not going to work. Watch. It's going to give us an error. Why? Because the direction of the lookup matters, okay? Excel can only do the lookup in this direction, okay? What do I mean by that? What I mean is I can look up the person's name and then return their age, or I can look up their age and then return their color. So the direction always goes left to right. I can't go right to left. I can't go backwards. So in other words, this is not allowed. I can't go this way. I can't look up their color and then return their name. If you find yourself in a situation like this, what you have to do is then duplicate one of those columns. So in this case, I'm going to duplicate the person's name by clicking on it like this. And then I'm going to double click the fill handle right here to drag that down. And now what this is doing is it's just duplicating, okay? It's just duplicating those values for us like this, see? Now what I can do is I can do a VLOOKUP like this. I can go equals VLOOKUP. I'm going to look up the value red, comma. Where am I looking? Now watch this. The first column has to match, right? So in other words, I'm looking up a color. The color is red. The first column that I select from my lookup table has to match that value. So I start selecting the table with color as my first column, see? Then I'm going to say the answer that I want returned is in the second column of this table. This would be column 1, and this would be column 2, right? So I'm going to select 2. And then again, I don't want an approximate match, so I'm going to say false. And now it returns Cindy. So by selecting the color, I can return the person's name. The person that likes green is Bill, as you can see right there. Okay, so that's how you do the VLOOKUP forwards and backwards, and I hope that helps. Thank you so much for watching.